Warning, this video contains big personal opinions. Pay me. Hold up. Did I hear somebody else around here? Give me money. Wait, no, I don't want to pay for your scam. Pay $5 to watch this video. Get off. Oh boy. Man, that microtransactions asshole was a pain in the ass. After the last true Halo game called Halo Reach, Bungie would stop making Halo games and go to the next title, Destiny. Oh boy, we'll save that for another time. So, in 2011, 343 would take over the franchise and release Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Shall we dive into it? First impressions, the menu is pretty cool. Controlling in the menu, on the other hand, is so bad. Far too sensitive. I've had far too slow and clunky, but gee, this is just as bad. The first level looks really cool, and to be honest, I do like how they kept the CPU and the controls, which is so nice. There's really nothing to report here other than just to say the short description of what I described Combat Evolved Anniversary. I like a small amount of levels how they look, but I don't like a lot of them, though that's just personal opinion. Otherwise, this is a decent game. I'll show you an example of what I do like and what I don't like. The first level is the perfect example. It's pretty good, and I really do like how they did this level. So now let's move over to what I don't like. When you get to the cutscene where you see the golden elite after you press the button, it's so awesome in the original, and I like how the area is dark.
You know our motto, we deliver.
We should now have access to the main facility. Let's find the map room.
Now to the remake version, and gee, nope, I do not enjoy it at all.
Okay, let's move out. Let's go find the map room that will show us the location of Halo's control center. We should now have access to the main facility. Let's find the map room.
Final thoughts, this is a decent game in my view, and though it's not my favourite version, I can see people who really don't care about looks really enjoy this game. But as for purist people, there's the original, like myself, that enjoys it, or PC mods that can do a lot of great stuff, though I don't have any experience with PC mods, so you might want to look at somebody who knows how to do that type of stuff, because I'm not really someone who can do that. But anyhow, unfortunately, we're going to have to take things downhill where I consider the franchise to be dead, starting with Halo 4. Oh yeah, this game was mega mixed by lots of people I talked to, including people in my family. Now that's not a great sign, but let's just jump into it. First impressions going to the main menu, it looks really cool and I really can't wait to play, but I wonder what's in options. What the hell is this?
What's up, this is the Nobody Dude. If you don't like Halo 4 and over, tough luck. This is how Halo is gonna be. It's gonna be the next Call of Duty.
Yeah, right. Halo's nothing like Call of Duty. I'm gonna play the campaign first and then we'll see what the multiplayer's like. Oh man, I cannot wait to play this. I remember what happened last time with Halo 3.
You've been out for a while.
Where are we?
Seriously, Master Chief? BS.
Why did you wake me when you need me?
Seems like old times.
You serious? They changed her?
I thought you'd never ask.
What was wrong with Halo 3 and even Reach, which has a similar thing but just a different color? But what happened? Does she really need to look like a stripper now? That was pretty cool. I like it.
I thought we had a truce with the Covenant.
A lot can happen in 4 years. Either way, he's probably not alone. We should be careful.
Please don't tell me this is the normal Covenant of this game. That was the worst assassination ever. That certainly is not anything compared to reaching one of these ugly enemies. You're telling me that the Elite right here is what the Elites look like, and the Covenant are completely different. What? What you're looking at right here is a grunt. Yep, no Sherlock. For those that are wondering, okay, well if the design is crap, they should sound good. Nope, they don't either. Well anyway, let's see what happens at the end of the first level.
You did it! Get back!
Yeah!
Chief?
The Covenant weren't the ones scanning us.
How do you know?
The Covenant weren't the ones scanning us.
How do you know? 6 minutes and 16 seconds and we are already not even close to the full campaign. Gee, how embarrassing. Strap on everyone because wow, it's going to be one of those episodes. But anyway, so what's new to the campaign exactly? Well, to answer, very dumb changes like Cortana's rampancy, sorry about my words there, but terminals which make their appearance again, and they have a full video which is like the one in Combat Evolved Anniversary, which is pretty cool, but that's literally about it. Otherwise, boring and stale is how I describe the Halo 4 campaign. I used to enjoy it, but not anymore. But anyway, we finally get a final boss fight which we haven't seen since Halo 3, so what is it like? Well, let's see. Hands down, without a doubt, one of the worst final bosses I've ever come across in video game history, alongside other ones I know that are just as bad as this, but gee, come on. Couldn't we at least use a certain weapon, like Free Guilty Spark, where we have to use the Spartan laser, or maybe Tartarus, where we have to wait for Johnson to take 5 million years to shoot that beam rifle? Or maybe get the glitch strat where you have like multiple Johnsons. Gee, anything would be better. When the final boss dies, he's like, oh shit, I don't want to be the villain of this game. Now, I know this is a bit opinionated, though for me, what disappointed me even more was not just because Cortana died, no. You can't even fail at the end, like come on. I mean, yeah, true, I know too well that the Halo franchise hasn't had a bad ending or any sorts, but gee, it would have been cool to have one for the first time. Maybe the Covenant or the Prometheans would just rule Earth and just destroy everyone. Or maybe, here's an even better one, an entirely different villain will come in and say, now it's my turn in their own language. I mean, that would have been pretty awesome, but I know that's just optional. Heroic and Legendary difficulty is so BS. That's the short description, and I'll cover it in the next game. I get they're trying to go for a Halo 3 length story, but unfortunately it just didn't work here. But anyway, let's jump over to the multiplayer. Actually, no, let's check out Spartan Ops. I remember jumping into Spartanops the first time thinking that it was going to be the next awesome thing, because I thought, well, we had Firefight, we've had Forge, what else is this going to be? And sadly, it's trying to be Firefight in a campaign, but nah, it's just not my favourite at all. But I will give credit, they did try. One final word about Spartanops. Cool idea, but not great execution. But hey, I mean, at least they put effort. Before I can even jump into the multiplayer, can we just go over how terrible the armor customization is in this game? All these characters look so ugly. No, not Mark V. He looks horrible. How did they mess this up? At this point, I just got so sick of the song because it just feels so drony. I mean, I can make my own Mark IV Master Chief, which is pretty cool, and he's not bad, but to be honest, that's not saying much when every other character looks so ugly, and in fact, they look like something from Power Rangers. Customizing your stance, which is new, is pretty cool, though it doesn't help that the customizing character creation sucks. Worst offender of all, you cannot play as an elite in Halo 4. What? You kidding me? You're telling me that I have to go back to the originals? What a complete failure. I'm gonna get comments like, but NinjaHawk, this doesn't really matter. Nobody plays the elite in matchmaking. To that I say BS, because they're fun to play as. Going into the multiplayer, and you can see why everyone argues, because it's literally just Call of Duty, Halo 3 and Reach combined into one, and it doesn't even do a good job either. Maybe if this was a different gaming franchise, this would get away with it, but because it's Halo, it's unacceptable. If there's one cool thing about multiplayer is I like Regicide, which is an awesome addition, and the assassinations are awesome.
Assassination!
They're pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, the assassinations, but my favourite will still be Reach.
First strike! Gain the lead.
Let's look at the amount of maps I do like in this game. Exile, Ragnarok, Complex, Haven. 4 maps that are like pathetic compared to the Bungie trilogy where I have at least 8 or 10 maps. What about the levels I don't like? Well, unlike the Bungie trilogy where it was just personal opinion, here on the other hand it feels like they weren't even crafted for a Halo game. And another thing I don't like about the Halo maps in the Halo 4 is they show where every weapon is, so that defeats the purpose of going to each part of the map. What about Forge mode? Well, unfortunately, it's the worst Forge mode ever. Whenever I want to get into human mode, it has to load, and the items really are terrible. My final thoughts on Halo 4, I do not enjoy this game at all anymore. I used to like it at the start, but gee, now I can definitely tell why I don't like it, and yeah, sadly this was also the first time where the franchise was going downhill, and it shows even by the player base dying in less than a year. Ouch. Not a great sign at all. Maybe if this wasn't Halo and it was an entirely different new game, this could be decent or average, but because it was Halo, not at all the best sign. But hey, at least we've got MCC, so this should be an excitement. Wait. No, I don't want that version. No. Oh, Shoot.
Crap, please no. Oh no, I know what's gonna happen if I don't do it. I'm gonna die.
How not to launch a video game. Show you right now.
Halo 2's multiplayer was special for a lot of reasons, and we wanted to keep that intact. So Halo 2 Anniversary will contain the original Halo 2 multiplayer exactly as it shipped 10 years ago.
Halo 2 Original, 25 maps. Halo 2 Anniversary, only 7. And yes, I created 2 levels. What a complete false advertisement. We didn't even get that. But anyway, how else can the game launch? Well, watch.
While the Covenant had us locked up in darkness talking about this ring world, they call it...
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet.
Accessing the Covenant BattleNet.
Look out! First line clear. Move up! Great! Escape's back! This time it means business! Bravo! Flank and Kirk!
Best multiplayer ever! So many funny broken glitches that I'm just laughing at all those times I had with those glitches, and even many that the internet have shown, like that Captain Keys changing sides and stuff. But yeah, I remember searching for matchmaking, and it took me real 3 hours just to search my very first match in matchmaking, and guess what? It was so horrible. And it took them 4 years just to make a ginormous gigabyte patch. I think it was like, what was it, 80, 79 gigabyte? Very unacceptable. And now we can finally check out the version people talk about.
What? 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 No! My rocket shot the wall and I didn't even aim at it.
New zombie.
New zombie.
That was only just a few days ago, by the way, that bug, and yeah, to this very day I don't really enjoy Master Chief Collection, and I don't like how they buffed and nerfed weapons and all that crazy stuff, and another thing I don't like is how they changed the colour palettes of how things look. Why does Reach's colour palette look so much worse than the original? I don't know why, but oh well. I'm not a fan of Master Chief Collection, so let's move over to the final game in my journey that really did disappoint me altogether. Halo 5 Guardians. I have a lot to say about this bloody terrible game. Like all amazing games, this was also rushed through development because, wow, that's fun. Go ahead, Square-Eyed Jack. Why rush one game when you can do it with two? Oh yeah, that's a good deal. Before we can even get to the game, let's talk about the front cover. It looks terrible. And who the heck is this other Spartan next to Master Chief? And what is Guardians? What? Is this Guardians of the Galaxy or Halo? Not even the special edition is that great. I mean, it looks pretty boring. Couldn't they come up with something better? I mean, even Halo 3 looks amazing. I mean, this looks badass, and talking about badass as well too, this is Halo Reach's one, and wow, you can just see the difference. I mean, come on, 3 for 3. Let's start with how I felt about the co-op, or should I say no split screen in Halo. Let's put on my second controller. I can't wait to play with my dad on this game. What? Nothing? No, come on, I must log in. No split screen. There goes the identity of Halo. Well, now it's definitely game over before we can even play the game, so let's just jump into the campaign, I guess.
Your mission is to insert behind enemy lines, retrieve Halsey, and bring her back to Infinity. Be advised, Dr. Halsey is accompanied by Covenant Supreme Leader Jul Mdama. If you have the opportunity...
Understood, Commander.
Good luck, Spartan Locke. Infinity out.
Tracking gear online.
Affirmative.
How did you not listen? It was straight in front of you. Holy crap. Worst humans ever.
Say, before we make this jump, anybody want to say a few words?
I figure if God can hear how scared I am, so can everyone else.
I don't know how what the hell did I just experience?
Fire Team Osiris. The light is green.
I thought the entire thing was meant to be behind enemy lines, not go in enemy lines. Oh boy, I cannot stop laughing at these. Am I watching Power Rangers or am I watching Halo? Now please tell me, how on earth did they not instantly kill her, like bang, immediately? Because they clearly had her completely surrounded. And hell, they could even just shoot her down before she even got on the ship. So who directed this garbage? Well anyway, this is so bad that we're going to go for one last cutscene because, well, I could be here for 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the worst cutscene in gaming history level of tier. So you know you're in for a show right now.
The warden said Cortana was calling them to her. She's not here.
Okay, worst teenager in the world, I know everything, dude. Very horribly done scene right here. Clearly what they should have done is have one of the characters say, "Hey Master Chief, over here," and then Master Chief says, "Maybe let's talk when we get over to the other end." Then it would make sense, but instead they just have him like, "Oh shit, I want to be part of this game." How did they get this into the script? It's terrible. Oh my god, that is more people than Spartan Locke. How are they not pointing their guns at him?
Stay where you are.
Jesus, Master Chief.
117, stand down. Sir, you are absent without leave. This is your one chance to come home peacefully. Blue team, stand down.
Any character would just go bang, bang, bang the moment 1 second after they move. Why is Spartan Locke so stupid?
I have a job to do.
Cortana's our concern now, sir.
Like hell she is.
What dumb idiot goes like that, and who pushes them when they have their head backwards? You imagine just punch the guy in the head like this. Seriously, they didn't use their second arm? I mean, if I was in a fight and I was using one arm to hold up someone else's arm, of course I'll, punch or kick or even headbutt. But no, they don't do that. What stupid person would do that? I mean, I wouldn't do it at all, and I'm no martial arts person or anything, but if you were to talk to a martial arts person, they would say this is the dumbest thing ever. Finish him! Spartan Locke loses. Stupidity. This would have been the best time had you, got Master Chief on the ground. You could have just stuck that on him. Still to this day, it is one of the worst fighting scenes I've ever seen in Halo history, and I'm going to even put it next to movies and other video games because it's just that bad. Oh, Spartan Locke just pulls out his pistol at the last moment. Yeah, how clever. This fight could have been so epic had they not only researched how the Spartans properly work, But had they, known how fighting scenes work in general, gee, what a complete abysmal disaster. Final thoughts, the campaign is easily the worst in the series across every single reason. Horrible changes, pointless characters, everything you do not want at all. So, what is multiplayer like?
What?
Buggy, glitchy, piss weak weapons. In fact, there are so many weak weapons that I can't even play the game normally. I hate the new controls. I hate literally everything, including the maps. Oh, and it also launched with a terrible selection of game modes at launch. What do I think of the multiplayer? I think it is the worst multiplayer I've ever played in gaming history. Yes, this is my opinion, but yeah, it's the worst next to Infinite Warfare bad. It is that horrible. I hate absolutely everything, and there is not a single positive. Forge. Not only do I all around hate it, but it is so complex to the point that I can't even make a map because my head hurts. Yes, it really does. And also, it really just makes me sleepy. It can't be 2014 and over video games without microtransactions. And you know why these modes exist? Because the companies say, fuck you, give me money. That's literally what it is. And instead of pay to win what they call it, it's pay for the sake of paying it. That's literally what these modes are existing for. Nobody wins by paying shit. I hope these modes get banned forever next to any other paywall garbage. Halo 5, I hated absolutely everything, and not only that, but I consider it to be the worst game in the franchise. Worse than any Halo game in general. It is just that bad for my mind. It's not even funny at all. And it was also a massive failure too. How am I not surprised? So, what are my thoughts on the trailer for Halo Infinite and even the insiders and stuff? To be honest, I don't see it succeeding. Though, if I'm proven wrong and say I play it and also people do where, it ends up being a success, it'll blow my mind, but knowing free for free, I don't believe it. But you know what? Only time will tell, so that's all I could say for now. Yes, I killed the paywall dead person there. That sounds like me, but hey, anyway, before I go, I'm going to make a separate video of behind the scenes of what it took for me to make these videos, so stay tuned for that. But until then, not going to be putting up paywalls anytime soon, and have a great day, everybody.